panel phone, which was made for kitchens, but they actually been inserted into the wall.
Very good.
You remember seeing, do you remember Ernestine?
Sorry, what was that?
Ernestine.
Ernestine?
The operator on Rowan and Martin's years ago.
No.
One ringy dingy, two ringy dingy.
Okay, I've heard of that, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
well, this is the type of board she used. That's a 555. It was meant for businesses and banks.
Okay.
Like that. It wasn't an exchange board. But I got this from, well, actually, it sounds strange, but I got this from a couple of banks down in Summerside. And there were two switchboards in partial condition.
Okay.
So I built up one board out of the two of them. So that's why when I say I got it from banks, I mean that literally.
Wow.
It was a piece of junk that had been in the farmer's barn for years.
Another yard sale?
No, actually he's a seller, a furniture seller.
A furniture seller?
He had that. And there's a couple of log balls. That one there was used during the period where they had the dials. Most of the exchanges were dial, but the country was still magneto, and they weren't making magneto sets anymore, or at least very limited quantities. So they ordered this one from Britain, which was rank. It was the only way they could get a magneto set at that time. And that one there is the ship's phone, or one of the ship's phones from the old Prince Edward Island car ferry.
Oh, okay.
They'd have different rooms, or a different ring for every area of the ship.
Would that have come off the Abaquate?
No, the Prince Edward Island.
Oh, okay.
Before the Abaquate.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Jeez, the Prince Edward Island, now let's see. Now, Prince Edward Island was scrapped, and the Abaquate became the home of the Chicago Yacht Club. The original Abaquate, then there was an Abaquate 2, which was scrapped over Bangalore, India.
Okay. I took the ferry myself in the 70s a few times. And then I remember the days when it was...
Something the Abaquate. If you remember a boat that had 4 smokestacks on her,
right?
that was the Prince Edward Island.
Okay.
And the one that this came from. And then as we go around the museum, this the phone you think of?
Yes. That's it.
That's made by Automatic Electric. That was made in my hometown, Brockville.
Oh, okay.
And it was made most likely 1 year. Remembering would have been made in this factory. That was the new AE plant. It was built 2 years after it was born.
The one I saw was beige in color of that.
Yeah.
And he had
they made different colors.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what kind of price he had on that. $300?
That's a little steep.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought.
I paid $40 for that.
Right. The Ontario market sure marks stuff up, I'm telling you.
Well, you get into businesses too. If you're buying them privately, they're cheaper.
Right.
Or from collectors. But these are all automatic electric phones. See, growing up in Brockville, I've got a little passion for automatic electric.
Okay.
And, so they made basically an equivalent line to the Northern Electric and Western Electric.
Okay.
But they were all different, eh? They had
Okay.
their own way of making them. And there's an interesting thing. A friend of mine in BC is an installer for, well, it used to be BC Tel, now TELUS. And that was in the British Columbia prison system. And it's called a secretarial answering unit. They modified that so they could use it to listen to prisoners' phone calls. Prisoners would have to make their call through that, and by flicking the switch up, they'd be listening to the call.
Okay.
Just a little bit of a neat story with that one.
Yeah.
And then we're in this way, one more payphone, the early cell phones, and the pre-cell phones. Now you see those all over the island.
Right. Yep.
And the ones that are out in the porch and out in the booth there, And then this is came before the cell phones. That's actually a radio that was used.
First time I saw one of those was in I was in New York area, and they had one of those Motorola phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is one of the very first brick phones, the first cell phones.
Right.
In 1984.
Now, will those still work on the island if
Not
you
anymore.
activate it? No,
It would up till about a year and a half ago.
because of all the analog and
They
digital.
shut down the analog, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a bag phone like that.
Yeah,
My
they were
first.
great. The boat owners loved them, man.
Yeah. Then I had the
With the
flip.
power.
Then I had that flip phone.
Yeah. See, I could go, well, I've got...
And then we're down to
plenty.
one that I'm holding in my hand right now.
Yeah, yeah. We're even smaller, so...
That's right.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. And over here, now I was kind of hoping, I've got that thing on today, kind of hoping somebody would call. But this is the demo of switching. I should be able to do this as long as nobody calls at the same time. And there's another line over there, but I just don't want to take a chance of running into somebody. I'll explain that later.
Okay.
They're coming over the network and dialing into it, so.
Oh,
And there have been a few calls today, so.
it creates problems.
Well, it would create problems,
lines?
yeah, if the two of them conflicted
Oh,
at the same time.
might get a
And-
nasty call from the phone company.
No, it's
No?
got nothing to do. Actually, it never touches the phone company.
Okay.
But I'll explain how that works later.